What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a new daily market outlook. We will be doing more of a recap style and prepare for tomorrow than regular, since this is right after the daily close. I will be adding a bit of educational like usual, so stay tuned for that. I will be dropping it throughout the video. So let's start with what we had yesterday. We were looking at these previous highs to be held, which clearly they did not. So if your risk management was on point, you've either lost a little bit, you've closed out at break even, or you even took a little bit of profits and closed early. So right there, when it dropped, it sliced right through. So what were we talking about? That value that was built and that low volume, we just sliced through it again. I did not expect it to be this deep, actually. I thought that this previous value area low could hold. It did not at the end, and we sliced a little bit lower yet again. So as of now, I will remove this, and I will simply show a very easy way to navigate the market inside of expansion mode. Let's remove all of this shit. Wait, let me do this on the USD charts, where these were those levels which we were watching, those extension levels, right? And that previous high, which in the end broke. So this current compression we were looking at currently, this was that previous extension point, and we are playing, ranging in between. Where the current question is, will this be that low of that range where we will be building some new value above that 15K? Or will we go a bit deeper into perhaps even that 12K? So that should be quite clear. This high would like to be flipped where we trade back above this, then we could see that 120K again. But a more logical scenario would be to form some sort of lower high, right? And then just give a bigger type of move towards the downside. So I do think we have to be watching this previous consolidation, how price will react to this. And as of now, we're just walking against this high right now. So if this does not break, we could definitely trade into those lows again, where these 2 points could be quite logical in my opinion. So yeah, this should be that logical point where we could either see some sort of bottom formation where it could be a little bit more aggressive, or where it can be a bit of a slow grind. All depends on the time frame you're watching, of course. So let's go into that perpetual chart, where I will explain this very simple strategy. And it's not really a strategy, it's more a way of analyzing the market candle by candle. So we have this high of the candle. I will make this two. Wait, this will be 2. This will be 1. So note, what did we just do? We put a line on the top of this wick and at the top of the body. We'll be doing the same at the bottom side. And then keep that same logic with those colors, so it's easily identified. So this one, again, to just like the upside. So now let's go into the 1 week, where this was the previous week high. So now we have this. What do we do? Different color. All right. So you know it. Here, weekly low. So what we will be doing with this, I will get that Fibonacci. I will take both of them, and I will identify my midpoint on 13527. 5 to 5 to 7 points. There we go. Maybe I should copy paste it as well. That would be a little helpful. And then here, note, we only take the extremes. So I want the previous week high, previous week low, both the extremes. Then we take this to be black, and this is that midpoint of the previous week. So now I will just back to the left actually. Now we go into that 1 hour, and we already clearly should see those levels which we are trading. Right, these were your levels from the previous day. So if we start trading up into this, know that this is your previous week open as well. Previous week high, I mean. So this should be expected to be massive resistance. And if we manage to flip this, then we can see some more upside, right? Where we perhaps take out the wick or maybe trade into this. But as long as you're not really flipping this on a higher time frame, meaning multiple 4-hour, 1-day closes above this area, we should be trending down. So yeah, a scenario like this where this currently was that wick, that body of the previous day candle. So if we get below this, we could trade into here, where it is a simple logic of when we go into candlestick analysis on a very basic level. Let's just pick a random bit of price. Let's say here you have the high, you have the low, and you pretty much see that when you get below this and above this during the day, right? So below that body, above that body. So what is it? Simple game. Buy low, sell high, or you do it in the opposite direction, right? So either sell or buy or sell, right? So that's a very simple logic I wanted to explain there, so that you guys understand where these levels are coming from, why they are there. So now that we have had that out of the way, the simple logic, we had this value, right? So we would like to hold this. And this also is that that current point which we are looking at before we see this next resistance, right? So, that's not supposed to happen. Where we are able to keep trading above this, then we can see this. And then this becomes the resistance until broken, if it even gets broken. So if we don't hold this, trade it into here, right? It's a bit of a Monday, usually Tuesday or Wednesday, the trend is clear. Monday, usually it gets formed, and then Tuesday it gets initiated. Wednesday, it usually extends. So with that pointed out, let's get back to this higher time frame chart. That it should be quite clear that when we look at this on a 4-hour, we would like to start trading back above this. Now look at the correlation, right? Just looking at the previous day and not even looking at price action really, we get about a similar level. Quite interesting, right? So when we are looking at this, what would we like to see as well? Above this, right? So there comes that correlation in the previous chart and this one, because this one is on the 1 day. So let's get back to this one now, because I will be looking at the 1 minute for a short while, and explain one more thing. And I'll try to explain it yet again. I won't keep explaining this. It's a little hint for the people that continue to watch these videos. And I prefer that you guys know how to play the setup. But yeah, you only get to understand this shit if you really watch it. So I'm going to put a line right here on that daily open again. Do you already see the logic? From that previous day is exactly where we opened. Welcome to the matrix, guys. So, daily open. We're gonna select this. 119,816. 119,816. Wait, that can't be correct. 117,783. 117,783. Okay, so yeah, we have the right price. Always want to double check, right? So what again have we seen? We create that daily open. We go down where we have this tiny reversion, which that tiny reversion you'd rather not play. But when we have that tiny reversion being made and we take up liquidity on one side, so note it can also be in the opposite direction. So if we get the daily open, we do some shit like this, right? And then later do some full reversion. Now, what is your trigger point? Reclaiming that daily open. And then you can trade at impulse. So I keep saying this, but keep this setup in mind because it keeps playing out. So backtest this for yourself, of course, because then when you just start focusing on a certain pattern and you keep going over this similar pattern on different price times, on different levels, right? Just a different day, same strategy. You often see how the pattern recognition gets a lot easier just by repetitiveness. The more often you see it, the better you understand it most of the time. So how can you see it more often? Look in the past, right? And study certain things that you like, because that way you get better at it. So with that little preaching shit done, yeah, this should be that logical level on the USD chart. We should be quite clear that we're just chopping in between these levels. And like stated, that if we don't hold this, we really could trade a bit lower. So let's get into that ETH chart, where ETH still is moving up and has closed above this, but I just don't really trust it right now. It just keeps moving. It was a good idea to go long on ETH instead of BTC, like I stated, because when we look at this on the relative strength level, here we have this 4 hour. Just look at this. So even on this initial move that BTC had towards the downside, look, we had this initial move on ETH as well. See, we had a clear grind down at the same time. But this one was at first already a lot deeper when we just look at this. Here we didn't even take out this previous high, nor this previous low. And on BTC, with this move, you've taken out these previous highs and we've taken out all of the lows. And look at ETH. Only has taken out one low. Right, so ETH is clearly that stronger pair. So keep that in mind for your trades. This should be that stronger pair to trade, which gives us the opportunity to look at some more alts. There is one indicator I currently have been looking at, which is this hyperliquid chart, strange enough, because this seems to be moving before the market in general does. So keep your eyes on this because it's clearly ranging, which we also can see on most of our tokens, I think, where first we were trading up explosively. See, trading up explosively, and now we are starting to range for almost 3 days now, and the market is doing quite a similar thing. So I really would keep my eyes on this as well, that if we break up from this consolidation, it could be quite well. If we find acceptance back below, look at these range lows. if not holding, then we would be looking at lower. So we should be a bit defensive. We can't really be very bullish here. If you're talking about spot, it's really not that wise of a plan to buy here, in my opinion, unless you're talking about DCAing into alts. But right now just does not look like a great moment to buy, where I think this will be the upside move if you get one, right? So with that said, I think we do have to be on the defensive side a little bit, where we just are expecting a bit of a deeper pullback. So for ETH, I don't think it will be that deep. This is a thing I've drawn earlier, where this was your prior range, had a little anomaly, started forming a lower time frame range here in between, which, this shit was perfectly compressing here. Little up thrust, little break, layer found acceptance back below, and here we yet again see how this held for the first time, and then it slides through into the next level. So what should we really be looking at for ETH? I think it's my 3300 target still. If we're talking about upside, I think we should keep trading into that, because this is just looking like a bit of vertical accumulation. So I think ETH has a little bit more gas left, where I do think that BTC looks a bit weak. So with that said, just look at ETH a bit more than BTC and focus on alts instead of trading BTC right now. Because also when we just look at this BTC D chart is currently really experiencing some downwards move, which we love to see, because when we look at ETH, it has broken out of this range right now. We made a daily close above this. So what would we like to see here? Of course, a hold above this, right? So I need to see already here, where we just trade above this and keep holding this area, right? With these prior highs, which also, again, in the past has been a level that has been respected. So this should be quite clear that this needs to hold. If this holds, we should see these extensions. So in general, I'm quite bullish. I think that lower time frame move, which I was talking about, why I said on a lower time frame I'm bearish, because we were trading into here. We could have had the opportunity to play it here. If you took the trade, my bad, we had a little stop loss hunted here, but I still ended up trading this beautiful New York Open, which is what I keep telling you guys to focus on that educational part. I'm just here to recap the market for you and show the way how I'm looking at the market, so you understand and you more have a bit of a thought process behind it. What do I look at, when, and why? Right? So that 15-minute. We just need to clear this. It's not that much to talk about for now, at least. It just looks to be quite moving well, where BTC is just forming that range. Like we were talking about, I stated that I wanted to see ETH just vertically going up, right? In a vertical way, just keep going up, just making higher highs, higher lows, right? It is exactly doing this fucking thing that we were talking about. I won't be going over the image that I've drawn, but this looks very, very similar to what I have drawn in one of the previous videos, where I drawn them right next to each other, where I stated, just for deeper explanation, like how this has taken out these lows and ETH has not, and this is above that previous high, and BTC is clearly not, right? So this, I wanted to see a range getting formed, and whether this range will be this that we will be trading, I don't know. Will it be this? Could also, right? We don't know yet. When do we know that? When we have formed a clear low and reclaimed a bit of a midpoint and get back towards that high, or at least right into that midpoint, because then I can deem this to be a real range. But as long as we don't clear logical levels, we can't really call from here to here a range. But I do want this level to be cleared as well, because this is about that midpoint from here to here, which also, again, was your prior highs and prior low. So this level will be crucial for lower time frame, this for medium time frame, and if this really gets cleared, I don't think it will. We should be looking at that high again. But until then, yeah, a little bit bearish still on BTC, with ETH just looking a lot better. Even when we look at this 1 minute, we just see which one is the stronger pair quite clearly. But a thing I wanted to show as well, we can ignore this left one, but this right one is a bit more interesting, where when we look at value areas, meaning those volume profiles, market profiles, whatever people want to call them, you have two versions, time priced and volume based. This is the volume based version. So we have had a daily close, of course, which is what I was waiting for to make this video. We had this value area high, which we ended up currently closing above. But this is that level where you want to see strength getting into. And here, yet again, you see how this green VWAP, which is anchored on a 1 week, we see how clearly this has been acting as resistance. So this is a thing we want to see getting flipped. With that, I mean something like this. And here we already see that previous level, right? This is the way I teach to draw. It's kind of weird because everything just comes together, right? Just levels, and when you look at more algorithm-based things, most just come together. Even an EMA, usually an EMA cross, or a break or reclaim of an EMA is at a logical previous high, right? Let's say we were trading into there. This point would usually be like a flip of an SMA, but also you took this, right? We literally had a high, had a low after, right? And what do you as well have at 1, 2, and 3. So a little thing I wanted to point out, this is what I say, you don't really need indicators. They're just a way to automate things for yourself and just make it easier. You just need to know how to use them, and also how to use technicals, because technicals always go over indicators, in my opinion. So with that being said, there's something to even do here. Yeah, I don't really think we should. I think we should wait it out till Tuesday. Won't be sharing a setup in this video, but yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's just we need to flip these levels. It's really a bit unclear here. I don't really have a logical invalidation as well. Because now let's say that we clear this and we make a lower high right here, and we start moving from this point. Now this becomes my invalidation. So that will be a bit more clean. But yeah, this I really wouldn't like to have as an invalidation, because this also could be taken out. Oh, right. So I won't be sharing a setup today. We're just trading into resistance right now. So yeah, look at those logical levels that I have shared right here. And don't forget this easy way of finding that midpoint, that previous week high, previous week low, with those daily levels having added, right? Because we see how these just come across as well. Here you have your value area, right? This was that body of yesterday's candle, right? You see how these things come together? Okay, so I have said enough. I said that I would upload educational video. I will be doing that, I think, tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one. I've added a bit more education into this one, so you guys are prepared for tomorrow. But I hope you liked today's video, a bit more educational than usual. So be prepared for tomorrow. I do think tomorrow will be some great setups. So with that having said, you know,